What's up, y'all? Time for another out of this world story from our space. I, 23 male, think my significant other, 22 female, cheated on me with her boss, 50s male, last night. We've been together for just over a year and a half. Basically, I have reason to believe that my significant other cheated on me last night at a company event with her boss. This event had been planned for a couple of weeks, and she was very excited to pick out something sexy to wear to a company event. As far as I understood, everyone else in the company would be attending as well. She left for the event after work last night, and the last time I received a text was a couple of hours before it supposedly started. Beforehand, she said she wouldn't be too long at it and would text me when she was leaving. There was inclement weather last night, so I asked her to do this, so I knew she wasn't upside down in a ditch somewhere. Well, several hours goes by, no word from her. At this point, I'm a little worried. I texted her sister, who also happened to be close associates of my significant other's boss, and asked if she heard from my significant other at all during or before the party. She said, her boss said that the party was canceled because of the weather. I know he was going out to dinner with someone now. This is when my heart sank. I got nervous and decided to open up her email and see if maybe she made any other plans around this time. The first email that popped up was from her boss forwarding her the reservation details for their Christmas party. Specifically, they were meeting up at a couple of bars in a city an hour away and then heading to a very expensive restaurant for a very private evening. At this point, I knew something was up, but reasonably, there was nothing I could do about it, so I went to sleep. She got in around 1:30 in the morning, stumbling around in the dark, so I know she got drunk or did drugs with this guy. I woke up this morning, and in the bathroom were her clothes from last night. I'm not proud of this, but I checked her pockets and found nothing. But I noticed that her panties were bunched up under all the other clothing, and when I picked them up, they reeked of sweat and sex. They also had, for lack of a less blatant term, sexual residue on them and obvious sperm stains. So yeah, that's where we are at now. I never got the suspicion that she was unhappy in any way, and she even constantly complained about her work, so I thought everything was kosher. Update 1. I just don't get why she would do this. I've been the best boyfriend I can be. I've been super supportive of her hobbies and her career, and loved her with all of my heart. The good news is, she isn't on the lease and I don't pay for any of her bills, but her crap is everywhere in our apartment, so her packing up will take a while. I will not be helping her with this. I sent her a text that says, I know what happened last night. If you want to talk about it at all, your only chance will be at restaurant. I'll be there from 12 to 1 exactly. Show up if you want. If not, it doesn't matter to me. After that, consider us over and consider yourself evicted. The kicker to all of this is that her boss owns the company. I forgot to mention that bit. So, HR? Not happening. He is HR. He's also unmarried. Just a creepy a-hole. If she shows up to lunch, I'll update you guys on what happens. If not, I'll update you guys anyway. Thanks for the push. Update 2. As for the lunch update, it was not really as expected. I expected lots of tears shed, maybe some bargaining, but what I got was none of that. When she came into the restaurant, she was calm and collected. She almost looked proud even. When she sat down, I looked at her for a few seconds and said, well, what do you have to say for yourself? What I got was more than I bargained for. In a nutshell, she cheated because she wanted to. That was it. She wanted different dick. And her exact words were, it got boring between us, and I wanted something new. I knew what I was doing. I asked her if she got drunk that night, and she said, of course I did. I got more drunk than I've ever been in my life, ever. I asked her if she intended to hurt me, and she said, on the surface, no. But I guess somewhere deep inside, subconsciously, yes. I asked her how long this had been going on, and she said, last night was the first night we had sex, but we've been messing around ever since I started there, which was a year ago. Good. Just good. At this point, I knew she was out for blood, for whatever godforsaken reason. There was no point to this charade any longer, and I wanted out of there before I got hurt even more. I didn't intend to finish my meal, so I leaned over and said, you have until tonight to get your crap out of my place, or it's on the curb, and I mean every last piece of it. And then left. Here I'm at work now. It's almost surreal to have one of the cornerstones of my life just erode in a matter of hours. Soon, the emotions will start, and that's when the real fun will begin. Time for some words of encouragement from the community. Elector Charlie, what do you have to say? Okay, so that is one of the coldest, most vicious things I've heard of someone doing to their partner. Ouch. I feel for you. I know this is going to be rough, but you should remember not to forget your friends. You will probably want to be alone to rage at the world for a while, but your friends are there for you when you need them. And now, there's the other side of it. Don't consider anything she said about you or the relationship. Don't for a second concern yourself that you're a boring lover or that you can't satisfy your partner. Don't internalize that toxic nonsense. That was just an excuse to justify her own sociopathic behavior. Let those comments decompose like the BS they are. Don't let this shake your trust in people either. There are some right crap heads in the world, a lot of confused, clumsy people, and a lot of really, really great people. And nearly all of these people span each category at some point. Sometimes we wind up trusting people who hurt us, but that's not a guarantee. I hope you know you can never go back. This is an end and a beginning. You can't change the end. You can only work on the part that's a beginning. One more comment from Chilling Music. Agreed. And honestly, I think she presented her actions in such a cold way just to hurt you. I doubt the reason behind her cheating was just because she needed some new dick, but a far more complex answer. But the only way she can save some face in her own eyes was to tell you that it was all deliberate and that you just weren't good enough. On the inside, though, I doubt she feels good about her actions, and I'm sure she's terribly hurt about the situation. So I would take all of that cold-hearted attitude of hers with a giant grain of salt. In fact, there was a post on here just the other day about a guy's girlfriend cheating on him on a cruise, and when he confronted her, she had pretty much the same reaction as your ex-girlfriend did. She was cold and said it was on purpose, and that she did it just because she was attracted to the other guy. This seems to be a pattern amongst people who have been caught cheating, especially when they have time to think about how they're going to act when confronted. They can't come in sobbing because they know it's already over, so they do what they can to hurt the other person even more and justify their actions, when really, they're just super crappy people. Not to mention, the way she confessed should actually make things easier on you. She basically painted a picture of herself as a terribly cold and shallow individual, a real villain with a cruel heart. So be glad to be rid of someone that awful. I'm checking with Booth. Do we have time? Yeah, we have time for one more story and a couple quick comments. Let's get to it. Me, 23 male, caught my girlfriend, 20 female, of almost 2 years cheating on me with her university junior. I also got humiliated by him and am in a very dark place right now. I have spent God knows how long just sitting here, smoking cigarettes and staring into space. Earlier this morning, I decided to go see how my girlfriend was doing after not seeing her for 3 days or so due to work. She had given me a spare set of keys to her place, and when I opened up the door, I saw her sitting on the couch with one of her university juniors. He's about 19 and had his head on her lap. I recognize him because we all attend the same university, and I have seen him around a couple of times. Obviously, they were both initially shocked, but instead of going through the whole, "Please, I can explain" motion, which I was hoping for, so that I could get to the root of this, the guy walked right up to me, pointed at my face, and said something along the lines of me being a midget and how pathetic I was. I'm 5'4", and this already kills me inside every day. I felt so angry, but at the same time, I just could not do anything. He is this really good-looking 6-foot-something guy, and at that moment, I really did feel so pathetic. What made things worse was that my girlfriend just stood there and did nothing. What I did next, I will never forgive myself for. I just felt so pathetic and partially intimidated. I ran out of the house like the useless human being that I am. I could not even fight for the girl that I love and lost her to my university junior. She's been trying to call me, but I am not picking up. I do not even know why I ran. I wish I had at least shoved him or something. I wish she thinks I'm dead. I can't even tell my friends about this. I'm just too ashamed. Maybe being blessed with good genes is the only thing that matters in this world because it obviously eradicates almost 2 years of love and bonding. I mean, I had absolutely no clue she was cheating. There were no red flags, and now I'm just sitting here, feeling like an utter loser. I can't even cry. Help me, Reddit. I told you the story was quick. Now for the comments. From a deleted account, you said, "I could not even fight for the girl that I love and lost her to my university junior. Except, there's nothing to fight here for. Real life doesn't work like that anyway. Someone either wants you or they don't. In the case of your girlfriend cheating, there's nothing to fight for. And you didn't lose her to anyone. She did this of her own free will. I feel like this is something that should really be emphasized to you, so you don't end up taking her back. As far as the height thing is concerned, can't help you there, really. The running bit? I think it's far more likely you were running away from the reality where you just witnessed your girlfriend cheating on you, rather than being intimidated by this guy. It was all too much, and your brain decided it just didn't want to deal with all that crap at the time. But the problem is you're hitting yourself on the head over it for the wrong reason. Verity says, dude, you experienced something traumatic. In addition to discovering something heartbreaking about your girlfriend, you were threatened and insulted. Look up fight or flight responses. It is totally normal, and you didn't run away from something worth fighting for, and it doesn't make you any less manly. What were we supposed to do? Fight with a scumbag over your cheating girlfriend? No. You are feeling ashamed of your emotions, but it is nothing to feel ashamed about. After all, you are a faithful and good boyfriend, and in the years, you will look back and think nothing of the shame you feel right now. You are not a loser. This is exactly the right time to reach out to your friends and family. In fact, it is in the time of sorrow and hardships we need each other. To not reach out to them now is to not use the support system you have. Instead of sitting alone with your thoughts and drawing conclusions like you being a loser, you can have people around you to help you think and to realize that this is just your brain lying to you, and they can easily dismiss these thoughts. The only losers here is your girlfriend and that other douchebag, whom neither of them have any morals. Our last comment from Psychoplasm. You didn't run away from something worth fighting for. Repeat this to yourself, okay? P.S. As somebody who used to be reserved about dating shorter people, I actually realized it was my own insecurities that held me back. Own it. Be the best version of yourself that you can be, and nobody can take that away from you. Your girlfriend is a cheer. You could probably be 7 foot tall, and that wouldn't have changed a thing. Cut her out. Work on your insecurities, and be thankful you know what she really is before you wasted your life with her.